Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today, we're going to be looking at the crypto markets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And to guide us, we've got the Crypto Deep Dive Market Report
Okay.
from February 7th, 2025. This report, oh my gosh, it covers so much.
Yeah.
From like market trends to Bitcoin, Ethereum, big movers, and pretty wild news stories, too.
I'm intrigued. Like what?
Well, we've got BlackRock making a big move with Bitcoin, stablecoins becoming like the thing in Brazil.
Really?
And get this, a new blockchain trying to change how we invest in real estate even.
Wow. Okay. I'm ready to dive in.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let's start with the overall market. Right now, the global market cap is sitting at $3.18 trillion. Just a tiny bump up from yesterday. But the trading volume,
Yeah.
that jumped over 9%,
Whoa.
hitting $135.32 billion.
That's a lot of movement.
It is. So is this like people getting more into crypto or the usual ups and downs?
It's hard to say for sure, right? But that volume jump, that definitely means something's happening. Could be growing interest, yeah, but could be something else. We got to watch how things play out, you know?
For sure. But speaking of things happening, one thing in this report really caught my eye.
What is it?
Stablecoins.
Oh, yeah.
They're now 92% of all crypto transactions.
92%. Wow.
Yeah. Why are they suddenly so popular, you think?
I think it shows how people are actually using crypto is changing. It's not just investing anymore, especially where currencies are shaky. Stable coins are becoming a way to actually buy stuff, you know?
So they get the good parts of crypto, the speed, the global aspect, but without like Bitcoin's crazy price swings.
Exactly. Stability, but still crypto.
Makes sense. Especially thinking about what's happening in Brazil, which we'll talk about later. But first, the big two, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's up a bit at $97,572. Ethereum, though, is down a little at $2,687.
Right?
Should we worry about these daily changes?
Not really. They happen all the time with those two, you know? What matters is the long game, the big picture.
Okay, good point. So let's move on to some of the other players.
Sounds good.
The report highlights some huge shifts in the altcoin world. Flare is up over 18%.
18. Wow.
Yeah, and Etri and Ondo are also doing really well, but then you've got Berachain down over 10%. Monero and Lido DAO are down too. What's behind these swings? News, speculation, something else entirely.
Well, with altcoins, it's always a mix. Sometimes it's news, like a big partnership or a product launch.
Right.
But a lot of it is just people guessing what's going to happen, trying to ride the waves.
So unpredictable.
Yeah. Like Ondo, one of the big gainers, they're launching a new blockchain. That could be pushing the price up.
Makes sense. Speaking of interesting developments, CleanSpark's, the Bitcoin mining company, they're seeing huge revenue growth, like 120% up.
That's impressive.
It is, right? They're at $162.3 million, and that's even with Bitcoin's price being kind of shaky lately.
I think it's how they're approaching the business. They're scaling really efficiently and keeping their energy costs down, which is huge in mining.
Smart.
It's a model others might need to follow, especially with how unpredictable the market can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now for some news that totally blew my mind.
What is it?
BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world.
Yeah.
They're going all in on Bitcoin.
Really?
They've upped their stake in Strategy, the company formerly known as MicroStrategy, to 5%.
Wow.
It's a huge deal. What does this mean for the crypto world, though?
This is huge. Like you said, BlackRock going in like this, it means the big institutions, they're starting to see Bitcoin as more than just, a gamble.
It's becoming legitimate.
Yeah, and this could make other institutions do the same, bringing even more money into the market.
It's a real turning point.
Yeah.
But let's switch gears and head to Brazil.
Okay.
Stablecoins are huge there.
Yeah.
Get this. 90% of crypto transactions in Brazil are done with stablecoins.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's insane, right? Why is Brazil so into stablecoins, do you think?
Well, their economy has a history of, being unstable. Stablecoins, they're pegged to the US dollar, so they offer protection from that volatility.
It's like a safe haven.
Yeah, exactly. So they get the benefits of crypto, the speed, the low fees, but without the risk of their currency suddenly losing value.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, so we've got institutional adoption, stablecoin domination. Now let's jump to Japan. They're usually pretty open to crypto, but they're cracking down on unregistered exchanges.
Interesting.
They're asking Apple and Google to remove any apps that aren't playing by the rules. What does this say about their stance on crypto?
Well, Japan's always been pro-crypto, but this shows they're serious about protecting people, making sure the market is fair. It's a good reminder that even in crypto-friendly places, regulations are changing and evolving.
True, true. Okay, now for something completely different.
All right, I'm ready.
Ondo Finance. They're launching a brand new blockchain. And get this, it's specifically for tokenizing real-world assets.
Tokenizing real-world assets.
It's like, imagine owning a piece of a skyscraper or like a fraction of a famous painting.
Oh, wow.
All through a token on the blockchain.
That's wild. Is that even possible?
Apparently so. It's definitely a bold vision, but it could revolutionize how we invest.
Yeah, imagine. But, I mean, how does that even work? There must be a ton of challenges, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, how do you even prove you own that piece of the asset? And what about managing it all on the blockchain? It's a whole new world of complexity.
It's fascinating, though. I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
Me too. But before we get too deep into the future, let's talk about something a bit more immediate.
What's that?
Security.
Mm.
There's this new phishing scam targeting phantom wallet users.
Oh.
They use fake update pop-ups to steal people's crypto. It's a reminder that even with all this cool tech, we're not immune to scams.
Right.
What can we do to protect ourselves?
The biggest thing is awareness. Got to stay updated on the latest scams, follow crypto news sources, check community forums, that kind of thing.
So knowledge is power.
Pretty much. And always be cautious. Double check everything. Download updates only from official sources. Never, ever share your private keys.
Okay, so be informed and be careful.
Exactly. It's about protecting yourself and helping protect the whole crypto community. Every scam makes people trust crypto less, which hurts us all.
True, true. Okay, so we've covered a lot today. Market trends,
Yeah.
institutional adoption, the crazy potential of real-world asset tokenization, and the ever-present need for security. It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
What are your main takeaways from all of this?
For me, the biggest thing is that crypto is changing so fast. There's so much happening, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
But it's also really exciting. The choices we make now, how we handle regulation, how we prioritize security, all of it will shape the future of crypto.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be involved.
Yeah, it does feel like we're at this, turning point for crypto.
Totally. So much is happening, it's hard to even guess what comes next.
Right. But if I had to pick one thing from today that'll have a lasting impact, I'd say it's this huge institutional adoption we're seeing.
Yeah, that keeps coming up, doesn't it? BlackRock, the possible Gemini IPO.
Exactly. It's not just small players anymore. It's the giants getting serious about crypto. They're seeing the potential, not just for quick money, but for, changing how finance works.
It's giving crypto legitimacy, for sure.
For sure. But also makes you wonder, as this grows, will crypto stay decentralized? Or will these big institutions kind of take over?
That's the big question, right? Can it stay true to its roots? Decentralization, transparency, all that, while it's also becoming, mainstream.
It's a tough balance. Because on one hand, these big players, they bring knowledge, money, even clearer regulations, which crypto needs to grow. But then there's the risk they get too powerful, They could stifle the new ideas, the whole rebellious spirit that made crypto cool in the first place.
Almost like we're at a fork in the road.
Yeah, I see that. One path, crypto just blends into the regular financial system, gets more controlled. The other, it stays disruptive, challenges the status quo, gives individuals more power over their money.
Both are possible, I guess.
Right. We might even end up with a mix. Some parts get absorbed, other parts stay radical, keep pushing the limits.
And speaking of pushing limits, that Ondo Finance thing, with the blockchain for real-world assets, that blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine being able to invest in, a sliver of a Picasso painting or a vintage Ferrari, all on the blockchain.
That's crazy. But wait, how does that even work?
I know, right? It's like, how do you prove you own that piece? And managing it all on-chain, it's a whole new level of complicated.
It's fascinating, though. I'd love to see if they can pull it off.
Me too. But before we get too futuristic,
Right.
back to that Gemini IPO, that would be a huge step for crypto, wouldn't it?
Huge. If that works, it shows the world crypto's arrived, ready to play with the big boys of finance. Could open the floodgates for other companies to go public, too.
Bringing in even more investors.
Exactly. But going public also means more rules. They'd have to be super transparent, meet all these expectations from shareholders. It's high risk, but high reward.
It'd be interesting to watch how it unfolds. And while we're on the topic of things that could shake things up, those XRP ETFs, potentially happening.
Oh, yeah.
If those get approved, could that be what finally makes XRP take off?
ETFs make it easier for anyone to invest. Institutions, regular people, everyone. So yeah, if those XRP ETFs get approved, demand could skyrocket, price goes up, more people using it.
Like a snowball effect?
Kinda, yeah. And it might even mean clearer regulations for XRP, which has had its legal troubles, you know?
It seems like everything comes back to regulations in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Japan, the Tornado Cash case, now this potential IPO. It's all being shaped by how governments are reacting to crypto.
And that's only going to get more important as crypto grows. Finding that balance, encouraging innovation, but also protecting people, that's key to the whole thing surviving long term.
So as we wrap up this part of our dive, what should our listeners be paying extra attention to? What trend do you think is going to be most impactful?
Ugh, that's tough. There's so much going on. But I'd say watch how innovation and regulation clash. Those two forces, they're constantly pushing and pulling, shaping the crypto landscape. How they play out, that'll determine where this whole industry goes.
So basically, stay informed and be ready to adapt. No standing still in crypto.
Exactly. The future's being written right now, and we all have a part in it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our crypto deep dive.
Another one for the books.
It was great having you with us. Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
My pleasure. Always happy to be here.